Felon disenfranchisement is how George W. Bush got elected. In 1999, Florida Secretary of State and co-chair of the George W. Bush state presidential election campaign, Katherine Harris, along with Florida Governor John Ellis Jeb Bush, the candidate's own brother, no conflict of interest there, right, undertook an ambitious campaign to purge ex-felons from the voter rolls. Harris ordered 57,700 names scrubbed. The political logic was that ex-cons, being mostly poor and mostly black, tend to vote Democratic at a rate of 9-1. So, they had to go. Florida is one of the states that already disenfranchised those with felony records. 1/3 of all black men in Florida have had their right to vote taken away. The state paid $4 million to a private company called ChoicePoint for a list of 57,700 felons living in Florida. Completely innocent people were removed from the voter rolls because ChoicePoint said they matched. People like Reverend Willie D. Whiting of Tallahassee were purged because his name matched to Willie J. Whiting, even though their birthdays were 2 days apart. In Leon County, Florida, part of the Tallahassee area, they carried out the voter purge as ordered. Unlike lots of other counties, however, they went through every one of the 694 names that they were given to independently verify that they were in fact felons. Turns out, they could confirm that only 34 people on the list were actually felons. That's a 95% error rate. If you extrapolate this data using Leon County as your sample, it's possible that as many as 52,000 names on that list of 57,700 were wrong. But wait, it gets worse. Katherine Harris and Jeb Bush were true innovators because they were trying to purge felons who had moved to Florida from other states. Even if you accept that it was okay for Florida to purge the voter rolls of every person ever convicted of a felony in Florida, or any of the other 12 states that stripped felons of their voting rights in 2000, they overstepped by banning felons from other states who happened to move to Florida. The courts eventually found their innovation unconstitutional, because the full faith and credit clause of the Constitution means every state has to accept the legal rulings of other states. That means that people convicted in states that don't strip felons of their voting rights should get to keep their voting rights in Florida. In order for a person on the voter purge list to get their voting rights back, they were supposed to ask Jeb Bush for clemency. But the court said it was illegal for Jeb Bush to require felons from other states to beg to get their voting rights back, since they should never have been taken away in the first place. Thousands upon thousands of people were kicked off the voter rolls ahead of the 2000 election for the crime of being African American. In 2000, African Americans voted for Al Gore at a rate of 93%. George W. Bush won Florida by 537 votes when the Supreme Court stopped the count. Purged voters may have been the deciding factor. Whoops! This one went a little long. I'm going to stop here and save the second half about how the Democrats purge voter rolls too, but I'll save that for tomorrow. Maybe. Hey, I'm almost up to 10,000 followers. That is an amazing number. I started posting on April 19th. I am so happy that my words are resonating with you out there. To every person who has liked, forwarded, favorited, reposted, subscribed, commented, yes, even the people who hate my guts, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you. Thanks for finding me and following me on Instagram and YouTube as well. Thank you especially to everyone who has signed up for my Substack. You are extra special in my eyes, all 62 of you. I've got plenty more where all of this came from, so what do you say? Let's make them pay.